welcome back to my book reviews. And today we're going to be talking about Emily Giffen's book called All We Ever Wanted. And you'll see the picture right here, which the cover is just amazing. I saw this cover and I knew I wanted to read it, but I had no idea how good this book was going to be. First of all, this is Emily's ninth book. Okay, she has written a lot of books and a lot of books that have turned into movies, which I also didn't know. But this one is so good. It's about Snapchat. And I used to always tell my kids, like, you know how Snapchat always says every picture goes away in 12 seconds? Well, or 15 seconds or something crazy like that. I used to always tell them, do not trust that, okay? That picture can be taken a picture of really quick. And maybe back when the phones weren't so quick that you could take a picture that quick, maybe that was the case. But this book deals with Snapchat. And Emily was a lawyer before she started writing books. And so it does dive into the law a lot. But basically, the story tells from three different points of view. Nina, who I consider the main character, Tom, and Lila. And Lila was at a party. She's a freshman, gets drunk at a party, and somebody snaps a picture of her. And it is Nina's son. And he gets in trouble. They're at a private school. They have rules about social media, which I don't even know. I know public schools have a lot of rules about social media, but anyway, it's interesting the rules that private schools can have. And it is just fascinating the way she tackles this. And, you know, basically because Nina and her husband are really rich, and Tom is Lila's dad. Okay. And he is not as wealthy. And as a matter of fact, Lila goes to the school on a scholarship. And it's really dives into like social classes and what upper class people think they can get away with as opposed to just a working class. And, you know, it goes really deep into that. But anyway, the most interesting part about it is that Nina's son is now in trouble. And she's having not only to be a mom, but a wife to her husband who wants to just take care of it with money. And it doesn't go well. Let's just say that. But I loved how she wrote this. And I'm going to give you an example because I have been really researching like what keeps people reading a book. There are so many options out there. And is it the first line? Is it the first 10 pages? What is it? And I love a good first line. I'm the first person to say that. But what I'm really, really narrowing in on lately is that it is the last line of the first chapter. That line tells me whether I want to read another chapter. So let me just set this up a little bit. Okay, Nina and her husband are at a party. There's a lot of people from school there. There's a lot, it's all upper class. It's an upper class party, I should say. It's like, at a picture at a country club, okay? And that's probably where it is, but I didn't write it down. Anyway, at the end of the first chapter, on Nina's point of view, she says, because at virtually that very moment, our son was across town making the worst decision of his life. Now, her son gets into Princeton, okay? It's his senior year. Lila, it's her freshman year, okay? And I love how she set that up because it made me want to read chapter 2 because you're like, what is he doing? I want to know what he's doing. So she answered that question right away. It's a really good first chapter, but in order to get to the second chapter, you kind of have to get the reader to think, well, what is happening? Or what decision did her son make? What is she talking about? And so I just had to tell Emily that. Emily, if you're watching, call me because we could talk about this book for a really long time. Emily's a little busy. I checked the New York Times bestseller list. This is not on there yet, but my suspicion is probably by next week this will be on. I can almost guarantee it. All her books go to the New York Times bestseller. But anyway, go to her website. Okay, read this book. Go to her website. She keeps a really cool timeline on there about her I love how it's like her biography, but it's in a timeline. And she talks about how in 1983 she bought a Forenza sweater, and I'd forgotten all about my Forenza sweater, but I loved my Forenza sweaters. And then she also loves Bon Jovi, so I think we have a lot in common. And she was a lawyer, and I was a legal secretary in my formal life. But Emily, I love this book so much. I cannot wait to tell everybody about how amazing it is. I love the cover, the story. It tackled issues, and it was fun. I mean, more than anything, it was fun. And Nina grows so much from the beginning of the book to the end of the book. So everyone, there you go. Go buy the book. It's going to be, the Amazon is going to be the Amazon page to the book. So you just hit one click and you can get it right away. And I'll also have her website listed under here. And thank you everyone for watching.